Good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Elijah Sisters. We are so excited to be with you all and share with you all about our lives. Last week, we had so much fun reviewing the Tony Awards and not just reviewing it, but sharing in the comments and having conversation with our friends who were chatting with us live. As you all know, every Friday we live stream, and every Monday we post the edited version of our show on our YouTube channel. So we are live streaming now, and we look forward to conversating with our friends tonight. So today we wanted to just have a sister chat and catch up with everybody to actually introduce ourselves to our public and to our friends, our family, and our followers. So we're going to take time tonight to just introduce ourselves, let you know why we're here, what you can look forward to, and hopefully answer some questions tonight before we get off the air. So I will start by introducing myself once again. My name is Leah. I'm gonna say it because my mama gonna say it if she's watching. My name is Leah Renee Elijah. I am the oldest of the Elijah sisters. And just so that you know, we are actually real life sisters. I am again the oldest. We don't have to discuss how old I am. We don't need that negative energy in the air. That's not necessary. We just need to know that I got here first. That's the only thing that matters. We are all originally from Muskegon, Michigan, Muskegon Heights, Michigan, actually. We are what is considered to be Southern transplants. We moved to Florence, South Carolina in 2005. So we were all born and raised in Muskegon, Michigan. Our parents are ministers, evangelists, and pastors. We grew up in ministry with our parents and have enjoyed that ride. You will meet our parents actually in 2 weeks when we have them as our very special guests. Yay! Mom and Dad. For a super special episode we're going to have. One of the things that we can tell you is that a lot of our episodes going forward, we will have very special guests depending on what our topic is and what is relevant to what we are discussing. So we actually will have a promo coming up on our page and different things to let you know that Dr. Dwight and Dr. Bernadette Elijah will be with us in 2 weeks on July 22nd with us. And I cannot wait for that. But again, back to the topic at hand. So we grew up preachers' kids, and then we grew up pastors' kids and have enjoyed that. And so I am the proud mom of 3 amazing young adults. Miara, who is almost 25 and is married to Stanley Hussey and has a almost 16-year-old daughter. And she's back in Michigan. I am the mom of Dwight Malone, who is 23, and Nathaniel Malone, who is almost 22 and is the proud father of little Nathaniel, who we call Great Nate. And if you ever see my grandson, that is a big little boy who is almost 1. And he is, I call all of my children my heartbeats, but he has moved up in the ranks. And so now I think he is my number 1 heartbeat. He is the lover of my soul for sure. And so I have enjoyed the ride of becoming a mom and now a grandmother. I am a entrepreneur. I have the artistic director of PD Community Arts Team. I am the CEO and founder of Black Diamond global, which I do productions, I do special event producing. I am the CEO and founder of This Is What a Fighter Looks Like. I am a cancer survivor. I've been surviving cancer for 7 years. And so I took my journey and decided to share that with other women, as I am also a plus size model, and took that and decided to share with women that you can be fierce and fabulous while you fight and embrace your dream. So we take that with This Is What a Fighter Looks Like, and it is more than a message, it's a movement. And I just take my life also as a public speaker, a motivational speaker, and a life coach, and decided that I wanted to not just live, but to love and to make an impact on this world. So that's a little bit why I'm here and what I do, and why I wanted to share this platform with my sisters, and just doing this show and talking and letting you all know what I do. And all of us, I think, touch our lives in different ways. Of course, we shared last week that we all have a love of performing arts. We've all danced together and directed together, choreographed together. We've all done events together, event planning together, and worked in the church together. And what you'll get to see moving forward is just our relationship and what it has been growing up, being raised by our parents, growing up in ministry, what it meant to bond us together, and how we support each other, how we have gotten through life together, how we have grown together. And as a result of that, how we have then wanted to help each other. So I will now turn it over to Ms. Shantali. Or Angelique.
Okay. Well, so many things. So, I'll start with my main reason for wanting to be excited about doing this with my sisters. Us being able to do things together, because we all have different responsibilities. We all have to do that are never match up time-wise, day-wise. One of us lives in a whole other state. So being able to do something, and just not only because we talk on the phone, but do it and then share it, something that we can have fun with and share part of ourselves with other people as well, really was something that was exciting to me. So, when we talked about it, I was like, okay, this, I don't have a problem with that. That is, pick a day that's good for everybody, and, let's do it. It sounds fun. And then, being able to share part of who I am and what I do. I work from home. I started, that's not just something I do, but it's a passion of mine to really share with people when it wasn't a thing that was really trusted. A lot of people didn't think you could really work from home legitimately. And I started working from home in 2013. Different jobs, but being able to share with people, there are jobs out there. It's a real thing. Having people tell me, I would tell people, and they would tell me, no, you can't work from home. There's MLMs and this. And it's like, no, it's work. So, that's something I enjoy, helping people. And if they come to me, I've helped several people find work from home, free. That's just something that I started doing. And then going back, dance and modeling and all these things that are part of me, different parts of myself that I was putting online, but they're all different places. So you might see something on Instagram, you might see something on Twitter, you might see something on Facebook, and being able to put it all in one place and be able to show people like I model, I dance, I choreograph, I like editing. So that just different things that can all be in one place that I can share with people and share my enjoyment of it, and have people that could, share their joy back, and us, just have conversations about different things, and just build a kind of like a family online and a community online. That was something that I really liked. I've seen other people doing. It's something that is kind of interesting me. I don't need to really go too much into our childhood because we all have the same childhood. We all grew up the same. So, when it comes to our parents, we all that was very, very much the same. And thankfully, our parents are very supportive. A lot of people are surprised when I do tell them that my parents are pastors because of some things that I do, nothing illegal or, untoward. But people are surprised that, as in their words, my parents allow me to model or allow me to do things. It's like, well, it's not allowed there. It's like, be you. What your interests are, as long as they don't go against who you are, you should be able to go out and enjoy whatever you want to enjoy, a part of your life, and grow. So, that's something I'm always appreciative for raising us like that. I also I am a part of the, when you hear our oldest sister Leah talk about Chitchat, I am the lead choreographer with that, something that I'm so proud of, and I've got, and she got a lot of kids from Chitchat. I have a lot of nieces and nephews that appeared from that. And, when I do talk to them, a lot of them, pretty much all of them are in college or, just doing, growing up, so to see them grow up, and when I get, check in on them, see how they're doing, and to see how they're doing in their life, now I'm so proud of them and who who they are becoming and who they become, my biological nieces and nephews and my adopted nieces and nephews. I am not a mother, but I am the proud aunt of 8. 8 nieces and nephews, including great Nate. So that's I'm proud to have that. I'm proud to be an aunt. I have no shame in that. They know I am a proud aunt, and I love them, and I'm so protective of them. They all know it. So, that's just a little about me. We'll definitely, learn more as we go and get to talk to everybody more and engage more and things like that. But that's just a little bit about me right now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, darling.
Okay. Okay, so I really like that we're able to come together and do this show because it's a way for us to make sure that we talk to each other every week. Because,
definitely.
Right. Angie and Leah live in South Carolina, but I live in Arkansas, so
you can call me Renee.
Okay, because I really wanted to.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, I really like that we get to talk to each other once a week. We get to and we get to share our experiences and our points of view with other people because we had a unique upbringing. We had kind of unique childhoods because we were on the road so much, and we saw so much that we were able to share our unique points of view with everyone, and we just like to get together and laugh. Like I know people say, you feel like all you and your sisters do is just get together and just giggle. Like yeah, okay,
well, yeah, pretty much.
What do you and your siblings do?
Right.
You gotta put out with us laughing. Get like me. Anyway. So what I do most of the time is I'm an astrologer, I'm a reader, I'm a branding coach. And I really like to see women succeed. So that's like what's at the bottom of everything I do. I love for people to know their purpose. I love for people to know what career is most in alignment with their purpose. Right. And that's what I do the most. And I really am so grateful for my parents being pastors and accepting me for who I am. And so, yeah, that's basically what I do in a nutshell. I've been married for 12 years. I have 4 kids, so that's why I'm not on camera as much as my sisters. So that's just about it. So I'll give it back to my sister Renee.
Awesome. I'll say this because you all will hear this all the time. My sisters call me Renee because I guess when I was 11, I went through a phase where I didn't want to go by Leah anymore. I again grew up in the church, and so our family was really big on the meaning of names. And my name is Leya. It's Leah. And oh my gosh, please, for all of our family, friends, and followers. Yes, I know that my name sounds like and reminds you of Princess Leia. That is absolutely where my mom got my name from. You are not the first person to get that wonderful theory. So I've been hearing that for 44 years. When people say it to me, and it's like, oh my gosh, did you know your name is like Princess Leia?
You should just go, oh, what? No.
It's an amazing thing. It's mind-blowing. I'll let you have your moment and we'll move on. But growing up in the church, people would always compare me to Leah in the Bible, which I'm not named after. But of course, Leah in the Bible, unfortunately, is often erroneously preached that she was ugly. And when you're an 11-year-old girl, that is not what you want to hear all the time, especially when you're a person of color. So I got to the point that I just didn't want to go by Leah anymore, and I wanted to go by Renee. The name Renee means to be reborn and renewed. So I just went by Renee. So from 11 to 16, I went by Renee. Everybody calls me Renee. So my sisters call me Renee. And I always know when I'm talking to my friends from Texas, which is where we lived from 10 to 16, because they all call me Renee. And so when I got my first job, moving back to Muskegon, I wanted them to call me Renee, but when you get a job, they call you by your government name. And so my job at KFC was like, no, your name is Leah, we calling you Leah. And so my family, then I asked them to call me Leah, but my sisters was like, no. We're not changing back.
Right, so make up your mind.
Really, you know, for the past 16 years, you've been Renee, so I don't know what to tell you.
It's, you know what's always funny to me is that you all will call me Renee in front of people and they don't hear it. And sometimes I'll say to people, did you hear her say Renee? And they'll say, I didn't hear that. And I'm thinking, she's been calling you Renee sometimes for years, and people never pick up on it.
Don't hear it. And I also just realized you did it and I didn't do it. So, hey, people, my name's Angelique Delight Elijah. I just realized I just started talking like we knew each other. So that is my name, Angelique Delight Elijah.
Chantalie didn't share hers.
Do not ever call me Angela. You will be ignored and corrected.
I think we all have that one name that is a no. I know for me, it's Lee. I'm not answering Lee. I'm not.
Yeah, mine is Sean. Like, call me Chantalie or call me Shani or leave me alone. But I call you Sean, can I?
No.
Is the E really that difficult for you?
Johnny, I guess it's just, rough.
I think for me, you all actually have French names. So like Angelique's name is actually Angelique, and Chantalie's is Chantilly, actually. So I get where people have struggled with your name, but I always feel like my name is 4 little letters. It is just Leah. But when people have, in my life, still people have called me Lisa and Lena and Leela and Lyra and Leanne, Aaliyah, and I don't understand how real the struggle is with 4 letters. Just why? Do you not care?
That's what it is. Inconsiderate and lazy. No.
I get Lisa all the time, and I'm just, why?
That I never got. I'm like, how do you, Lee? How you just put a whole nother name in?
Is it Lisa and Lena are the 2 most common, and then after that it's usually Leanne and Leela. Since I moved to the South, I get Leela all the time.
I don't.
So I have a question. I have a couple questions I'm going to ask you all, so people can get a glimpse into our relationship. I'm going to ask some sister questions. So I'm going to ask both of you all, and I'll answer. What has been the best day of your life so far? Chantalee.
Y'all gonna have to give me a minute for that one.
I know. I'm like, what? Oh my
God. That's a hard one. It's a deep one, rather, I should say. I'm trying to think. The best day of my life so far. I guess I could give y'all a good save answer and tell y'all when I was blood baptized and washed in the precious blood of the Lamb.
You can say that, and then we're gonna give a real answer that we actually mean. That's not what y'all want to hear.
It hasn't been any one day for me. It definitely has been the days that each time that I give birth to my children. The first restored was very special to me. The day I was crowned Mrs. South Carolina Plus America 2017 was very special to me. So I can say something be real messy and say that.
No. I didn't know you was going with that one. I do like how you do the kids.
Don't do it. So that's all these sisters. You already know how I'm thinking.
Today I know. Oh, yeah.
I said it is. I got my name back.
There we go.
All I want is my name.
All I want is my name. All right, Tina. Oh my God. I already knew you was headed. I was like, she about to go real messy. About to be some messy boots.
Honey, I had a praise break, honey.
Hey. I think if I had to name some, I would say when I spoke on it. When I spoke in tongues the first time. Psych. I would say when I became an aunt for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a big one.
I remember when y'all both first held me already. That was so special.
That was a real big one for me. That was a real big one.
When I was crowned Miss Muskegon when I was 17.
That was special.
And I was in the paper. I would have to say it was the first restored to see my effort, my work on the stage, and see people enjoying it. And I was just like, wow. To have, because everybody know all what I choreograph, but to have you be like, I like this number, I like this number, and I know, well, I choreographed that. So there is like that feeling of, wow, people like what I did. And I would say one I could think of, another one would probably say be the first time I was in a magazine modeling.
Yeah.
I think those are the ones I can think of. I know there's like way more if I just had more time to think about it. But I would have to say those off the top of my head.
I was thinking too when the Leading Lady Expos, when they actually took off and started touring all over the state. Like when I got to where they were like 50 plus vendors everywhere I went, and people knew my name.
Yeah.
That was like wow. That was an amazing feeling. And to maintain that for like 3 years.
Yeah.
That was, as an entrepreneur, that was an amazing feeling. Johnny.
Of course, the day I got married, all 4 children that I had, but also when I went to New York with IMTA and I won out of a group, I won those awards out of thousands of people. And, I had just started acting and I was just being myself. And I won when I did when I got my award for female in a sitcom, and I was doing it in front of like the camera people and everything, and the camera people was laughing and everything. I was like, what is going on? It was like I wasn't there. I was there, but I wasn't there. Because everybody was laughing and I didn't know how to, all I knew was that, the show must go on. I had to stay focused, but I was like, what is going on? Like, what is this? But later, because of astrology, I understood that acting is one of my strong points, and also anything that has to do with me communicating strong emotions, whether it's comedy or anger, especially. I'm really good at it. Yeah, those were what was the word you used?
Best day of your life.
Best day of my life. What I was just telling, I forgot who I was talking about it, but when the girls went to their daddy-daughter dance, it was if you would have saw me on those days, you would have thought that they was getting married.
Wow.
I was so emotional. It didn't make no doggone sense. Because I was like, oh, that's so pretty. Call me in my phone. I kept calling them, and they was like, why you answer the phone? Jonathan was like, it was loud in there. He was like, this was like the club for little girls. Because he was like, there was a DJ there and everything, but I was able to like get their little dresses and their little shoes. I was talking about it right now. Anyway, that was a big day in my life when Khalil graduated from preschool, and it's so when his first day playing football. It's so much, but those things are really special to me.
Right. I was thinking when we had the last dance conference in Muskegon, that one that we put our blood, sweat, and tears in.
Oh my gosh, so much.
And we had like 500 people registered. And we had people from, I want to say it was like 8 different states, from as far as Florida came. but to have that, well, it was two conferences that stand out to me in Muskegon. It was that one, because as a dance ministry, we were a dance team that was recovering and rebuilding. So it really was just us three, Roshana and Stephanie, really, from Faith, Hope, and Love, because Loretta wasn't a part of our team. That was a community. And for really just that nucleus of people to work so hard for 5 months and to choreograph the amount of work that we did, to have that many people there, to do 2 solid days of conferencing, of workshopping, and that Friday night was off the chain. I still think about that we did, I think it was like 6 songs back to back with no break. I don't even know how we did that. To this day, I replay that night and I'm like, how in the heck did we do those songs with no break? And we had dress changes and we did it, and I preached, and there was ministry afterwards. And with that Saturday, we slayed that day with workshops from like, I think it was 9 o'clock in the morning to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then we did the dance concert that night. And I mean, that was like a dream of mine, to see it come to fruition with that many facilitators. And we did it. And, I'm so proud of that. That's one of the best days of my life. And that Millennium Youth Jam.
Oh, wow. Those were amazing. That was amazing.
That is one of my favorites. That is one of my favorites. That youth conference and that one we had at the beginning of the year with the basketball players will always be like 911 power teams. That was when we were at our apex, when we owned Muskegon. Like you couldn't tell us nothing at one point. You just really couldn't. You shouldn't. No. It wasn't wise. No. That was when I knew I was walking in my purpose, and I was in my early 20s. And the other thing, we're talking about other things, but spiritually, the first time I really ministered and I walked in the gifts, laying hands on someone and saw people being actually slain in the spirit. And I remember doing it where I wasn't even thinking about it. And I think it was like 5 or 6 people in, and it was like, wait a minute, them people laying on the floor. Yeah. And just like, wow, God, well, when it happened when I was dancing, and when it happened with me actually laying hands on people both times, was just like, wow, that when you could kind of look, it was kind of like an out-of-body experience both times, and kind of just saying, God, thank you that you found me worthy of a vessel fit for your use. Because in both instances, I was young. I was 16 probably when I was dancing, and maybe around 18, 19 or so, maybe 19, 20 when I was preaching. That's really humbling. So those things all categorize for me, and I guess now everything's coming back to me. And I think when for me, because I think so much of mom and dad, the first time mom was preaching and ministering, and she called me up and had me minister with her, because I was like, you want me? That she found me worthy to minister with her was awesome. Was absolutely awesome with her. And when the first time Daddy asked me to dance, I never forget that. I will never forget that, because I was 16 when we were traveling. Daddy because Daddy is a man of few words, and so we were in a hotel, and Daddy was getting ready we were in Florida. I'll never forget it. And Daddy just kind of said, Leah, are you ready to dance? And I said, yeah, because he knew I had been working on something. He said, I want you to dance tonight. And I was like, I always think of it funny because everything with me is dramatic, but I was like, you want me to be a part of the Dwight Elijah experience? You want me to be a part of the service? And he was like, yeah, you got your song? And I was like, yeah. And he never said anything to me about it. And it was just that. And then I danced for the next couple months till he stopped touring. But that he thought I was worthy to be a part of his ministry, because that was everything for us. You know, that was huge for me. So I'm sure y'all done thought some more stuff while I ran my mouth. Shawnee's sitting here on top of the world. Really, Shawnee?
Really? He over here trying to do all kinds of extras.
You know what I thought about for you, Shawnee? When A1 Swift came and I arranged to have you rap with them.
Yeah, that I really did. Yeah, that was a really strong memory for me too. Yeah, it was almost like another experience where I was there, but I wasn't really there.
That was special to me, and I wasn't even up there rapping, but I was like emotional because you were my sister, and I knew it was special for you and Hassan. I don't know who was more excited, you or Hassan, but it was really special.
You are doing the most right now, Shanta.
Really, Shawnee. All right, I'm gonna ask another question. This is really cool. We should have been doing this. If you could meet anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be?
Beyonce. And probably Janet Jackson. Probably Michael Jackson too.
Who's gonna get Albert Jackson?
The Obamas.
Would they have to be a person, or could they be a god or a goddess?
Wow.
It just says anyone alive or dead.
That would be Callie. Thank you.
Gosh, anybody alive or dead? I always said I wanted to meet Betty White. That she was really on my list. And she left me. She left me.
Yeah, Betty left us all.
I really want to meet Dolly Parton. I really want to meet Reba.
Oh yeah. Julie. Oh, I want to meet Julie Andrews.
Yes, I want to sing with Julie Andrews. I want to run through the field and spin with Julie Andrews one
Just
time.
one. I mean, just once.
I would love to meet the Obamas. Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle.
You don't want to meet the Pips?
No, I'm good.
I don't need Pips.
Maya Angelou, Nina Simone. Frederick Douglass.
Oh, you going deep in now? You being fancy.
But see if I meet Frederick, when I come back, y'all ain't gonna be ready. It's gonna be a new world order. I always I admire his writing, but I feel the same way about W.E. Du Bois.
Yeah.
I would love to meet anybody from the Renaissance era. That's Countess Cullen, there's Zora Neale Hurston. I mean, just that whole era I just, if there was any other era that I could have been born in, it'd have been the Renaissance. Well, I mean, as soon as I said it, I was like, well, I mean,
because see, that's the only thing. When I hear,
Are we sure about
that's
this?
what I'm saying. It's like when I always hear black people say, I'm like, are you sure? You want to be born earlier?
Without the racism and the killing and stuff.
So you want to be in a mythical parallel universe version of the Renaissance era that didn't actually occur. Yeah.
I love the artistry.
If you need a costumer, then you need a costume. Because I don't need to go back to the
and a music director.
That's you need. You need a
costume. A choreographer.
Yes, you need somebody to make you feel like you were in that era. Cause nah. I'm good. No, that's why I was like, when you got ready to say that out your mouth, I said,
no. She was like, when I was like, wait.
I could have been born
that was
in any other era, I would still not be born back then. No, I know. I don't care how pretty the clothes are and how great the music sounds.
Jesus.
I want to be like twins.
Girl, I just want to sit in their presence. Just let it soak.
Mm-hmm. I thought about that. I want to meet them. I don't want to meet them.
Tydrick. I don't care what they say about Tydrick. I just want to sit with him.
Ain't talking about what they say about Tydrick. Can't hear you, Shiny.
I mean, there's a lot of people that them personally there's issues with, but him as an artist is still amazing to me.
I don't know. I think he might have just
done got full of himself
right now.
He done got full of himself. Let's see. Is there something that you feel you can't live without? I want to say no, but I'm gonna tell y'all when I lost my phone when I lost my phone in Fayetteville, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
I would say the easiest, because I'm like, I don't want to leave, like, put it up on, I would say modern technology.
I didn't realize
I want it to be like my phone, like, because it's more than that.
Right, you know? And that's what I was going to say. I didn't realize how much is totally connected, how much was connected to my phone, and my phone was connected to my laptop, was connected to my tablet, how much I did
all that.
I didn't realize how many of my logins were connected to to my phone number and like those things.
You might not want to spread what's connected to what, but yes.
Well, I changed that. I didn't realize that.
It's connected to yeah, but no, yeah, like But
I will say this, in that 48 hours when I didn't have my phone, it was so quiet. I actually slept.
Because I'm not I'm not a huge social media person, so I'm not one of those people who's actually on Twitter and Facebook and all that constantly. But I do use my phone,
right.
My phone, my tablet, definitely my computers. I use my computers for work. So, so yeah, modern technology, that includes internet, all of that.
What is one of your most prominent childhood memories? That is so easy for me.
Honestly, what just came to me was Daddy going to TVN.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I didn't think about that one.
That's one that, that was such a big deal.
I need to cover up before the super saints don't think I'm saved.
You on the wrong gen. I think that was such a big deal then.
That was huge.
You know, we're still the big now, but I'm saying is, as far as a childhood memory.
Yeah. I forgot about that. That was huge. That was really big. And they treated Daddy like he was a superstar too.
Yeah, I think that is. I can't really think of anyone that is that big for me as far as childhood.
Yeah, I think for me, one of my most prominent childhood memories would be just being in that van and all those years with the Kids Praise songs, tracks, singing those songs as a family, and just what that meant for us being united. I think everything it meant for us being in that van, well, those 3 vans that we had.
All they remember.
I mean, just being homeschooled. It's always funny to me when I tell people I was homeschooled, because it's like they don't get it. Like when I tell people I was homeschooled, it's like they think I'm talking about like a semester or a class, and I'm saying no. I all through school.
We didn't go like, oh, and in high school we went to
and I didn't suffer for anything. Actually, I benefited because when we moved back to Muskegon at 16, I worked a full-time job because I could.
I was saying when we went to West Shore, it was, I think I was like 4. I couldn't have been older than 5, and I think it was a guest pastor there, and they were preaching about hell, and I was just sitting there soaking everything up, and I thought I was gonna go to hell. And stay with me. What he preached about, stay with me all day and all night, because I think it was a night service, and so it was like we came home and got into bed, and I still had hell on my mind.
Oh no!
And I think that I couldn't stop crying. I think that's what it was. So I don't think
you know what, I remember that.
Yeah, I don't think
if you were 4, I don't remember that.
And no, I don't think you would have. But I think Daddy, for some reason, he knew something was wrong with me, because I think I don't know what happened, but he asked me what was wrong with me while I was crying, and I told him I was afraid to go to hell, and he led me to Jesus that night, and I was like, "Whoa, thank you."
She's like, my soul was troubled.
I am saved.
That was a close one.
I was on my way out tonight.
Oh my God.
That's one of my most memorable childhood.
I can see why.
When the popped up first.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. I remember that. I didn't know that you was going through all that, but I remember that night.
Oh, I didn't say it was close.
Oh my God.
I thought they was coming
to get me. Now, see, when you were switching over, because I don't know if you've watched it. Have you watched the new, what am I calling it? City High? What? College Hill.
That was my group back in the
I
day.
haven't watched the whole episode. I just saw one clip with Stacey Dash.
Child.
She made me so tired. Like,
she makes the world tired.
She she just was. I mean, do you care about being spoiled, Shani?
Huh?
You care about being spoiled?
Oh no. I told her I ain't even watching the show, so.
All right, whoever is watching it, my bad. But she left. She gone already. In like 3 episodes, she's gone. Or
2 episodes.
Yeah, she left the show. Just left. I was like, this woman, she like.
Ryan, stop it.
She just, they try to like enjoy, like try to get to know everybody like the first night, and she's sitting there clutching her pearls because they cussing and talking like adults and drinking. She over here like, oh, and I'm just like, Stacey, like I get you a conservative Christian, but I'm gonna need you to get it together. None of these other people are.
You can handle things different. Like when they offered her a drink and she was like, I don't drink. And I'm like, I've been in rooms with people who drink, and you could easily say, oh, you know what? Can I just have some water? Or they were mixing drinks. You could say, you know what? Can I have some orange juice, please? Like,
yeah,
if you're trying to be hospitable.
5.5 years clean and sober, which is admirable. However I feel about her is admirable. But why didn't you just say that? Because she started.
But you don't have to be mean.
I don't drink. Okay. Like, I mean, take it down.
You don't have to be mean. And she didn't initially explain that she was sober.
She said it after she was already rude.
Right.
Because I was just like, no. And it's like every night. Like every night was, she's not going to hang out because she's exhausted. She's not going to
But how she was with that dance team was the kicker, though.
She threw a tantrum and left.
Man, you out there acting a fool with TSU dance team, honey?
She with college dance team. She threw
with an HBCU dance team.
She threw
a homecoming weekend
with the dance captain all behind Stacey Dash because she too old for this. You acting like how she
You ain't danced in 32 years.
35. Yeah, I thought she said 35.
You said 32 years.
Oh. But she was like the lady that's over and over. She was like, okay, we go, she was like, okay. So Stacey was like, can we go over? Can we do a slow one more time? And the dance captain girl, she was like, we did it slow yesterday. And she was like, no, I know. If you're going to be the dance captain and you can't be talking to me like that, and if you're going to be talking like that, I'm not an 18-year-old. I am adult, and you can show respect. And if it's gonna be like that, I'm not. I mean, I was like, Stacey, you old enough to be this girl's, let's be honest, grandmother if you do it math a certain way, but definitely her mother. And you over here throwing a tantrum.
She acts on Fox News. We shouldn't expect it no different.
Because they said she had a chance. They said
she didn't talk to her.
They said this is
her any type of way.
No, she just said we did it slow yesterday.
Right. But it was homecoming weekend, so I'm saying they on a schedule.
Her excuse was, I didn't want to do this was after her little, they little set aside pieces on reality shows. She said, I didn't want to do it because I'm such a perfectionist and I just couldn't do it. No.
Then you shouldn't have done it, period.
That's not why you threw a tantrum.
If you were really a perfectionist, but I'm a perfectionist.
To find a way to get out of it.
All 3 of us are perfectionists. If you really were a perfectionist, you would have jumped in there, period. That was homecoming weekend.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have done it.
Because she was like, her first reason was that she didn't have it was because she didn't have time to rehearse. That's why she didn't have it from the night before. She didn't have time to rehearse. How did you have time? Because you don't hang out with the rest of the house. You was in and she had a room by herself. What was?
I don't want to get too deep into that, ladies, because we got all kind of viewers. But
maybe I'm right. That's what I'm saying. Now look, we already cut off one topic. We're not gonna not talk about other stuff. But I'm just saying
that's deep.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, I just was just like. Because they told her, they were like, you get your black card back. This is her chance to get her black card back.
She's never getting her black card back.
And she left and they said, now that I did laugh, because they said, well, it's gone now. It's over now. Can't get it back. But I do love Big Freedia.
Big Frida is made me so proud, and Nene Leakes made me proud.
I do.
They
But Big
said
Frida made me proud.
Nene is back to her
Yes.
real Housewives of Atlanta season 1, 2 type of, when shit was real fun. And she
Yeah, because I didn't like.
wasn't-
Cause she made me stop watching the show because I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm not a fan.
Cause she used to just be fun. Like she used to throw shade, but it was still fun. But then like later,
This is
I think
mean.
that Bravo made her bitter. And like with Tyler Chill, she's able to just,
Yeah.
be relaxed and be herself again. I think she had too much stuff going on with Bravo, and too much bitterness with the women maybe, and maybe
Yeah.
needed.
I think she was being pushed too far. And
Because like she just wasn't even fun to be watching anymore.
Well, I think too, it was revealed at the end. I think Greg was sick much longer than we realized too.
Yeah.
Mm.
And his, well, I don't want to say. I'll leave that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'll leave that alone.
yeah, but like how she is.
She dealt with a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But definitely how she acts with the Brista. I like
Yeah.
that. But especially how they act, like I really like how they. But I'm like,
What is one of the most impactful lessons mom or dad taught you that you carry with you in life today? We'll end with that question. And then I have some announcements before we end.
For me, it was Daddy always said that we can do and be anything that we wanted, and that anything that you needed to know was in a book. So that's always helped me. And also Mom teaching us about the Holy Spirit and prayer. Those are things I've always go back to when things could be challenging or whatever. Those are things I always go back to.
I would say it is similar, and definitely that don't let, and really that's for both of them, don't let what other people think or say about it stop you from doing what you want to do. That's definitely been, something, especially the older I got, they said, but really just how they were is, don't let outside people influence or stop you from going for what you want to go for. Don't let their judgment or whatever, doubt, whatever, stop you from whatever you want to do.
So I don't know. I feel like I had different things at different points in my life. But I think overall, what I've taken with me in my life, I say a lot, especially when I'm working with young people, is that to be proud of. I think mom had this gift of teaching us to be colorblind, but at the same time to still see the brown skin that we were in. It's uncanny in a way. So she taught us to not see color, but to see it at the same time. So she taught me to be proud of this skin that I'm wrapped in, and to never hold my head down. And Daddy especially put that inside of me. And one of the things that I took from Daddy was, I knew early on that I was just different. I wasn't a shy or a quiet little girl that I had this super charismatic, almost flamboyant personality that just didn't fit in the mold that most people would want it to fit in. And Daddy, from when I was a young girl, made me know there was nothing wrong with me. And where I think most people would be like, well, she should be quiet or she should be in a child's place, that mom and dad both. But because my personality was so much like Daddy's, Daddy was so big on telling me that my place was where it was. And I could be who I was. And there was nothing, I think he saw, and I realized this even recently, I think he saw early on that there was this inner turmoil inside of me that I always had, like there was something wrong with me. And I early on had a problem with what's the term I'm looking for? When you kind of talk about yourself, when you joke about yourself, I'm kind of like self-sabotage, right? So I would do that all the time. And Daddy would nip it in the bud when I was a kid to when I got older and the issue was my weight. He just would whether it was my personality, whether it was my weight, whether it was people talk about, she talks so much, and I would talk about my mouth, and Daddy would always say, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, you're perfect the way that you are. And so as I got to my life, he would constantly tell me, you have to be the way that you are to do the things that you do. So when I would hear growing up, oh, you talk so much, you've always talked so much, you always had a big mouth, those type of things. Even when I was little, when I would hear, that I had a big imagination when I was a kid, but I was told I was a liar. Just honest truth. And my daddy said, well, you have to have this great imagination. You have to think big. You have to think imaginative because you're a person who creates things. You create big events. You work with kids. Well, when I was a kid, I didn't know that. But now, here in my 30s and 40s, I realized I had to do that. For the things that I've created and done in my lifetime, and from dance to productions to the things I've done with children, all those things started when I was a kid. But if I didn't have the parents I had, I would have had a total, complete breakdown as a teenager. Because think about the people who spoke things into my life, they had their own issues. They didn't realize the things that they were doing because they were fighting their own demons. But so I took into my life so much strength, that mom and dad told me, for me, be who you are and don't apologize for it. I think for me, the biggest thing was do not apologize for who you are. Do not allow people to make you apologize for who you are. Because I know for me, I would always do that. And I would apologize and I would explain, I'm doing this because, or I'm sorry because, or I want to explain why. And I know that would drive mom nuts, right? And I still find that I do that, but not as bad, and it's that I had such a bad habit of people pleasing. I need to make sure everyone's comfortable. I need to make sure everyone is okay. And something happened when I turned 40, and I don't really care so much if people are okay. Something happens. I'm telling y'all now, Johnny turns 40 this year. I'll tell you something at 40. Something happens when that clock strikes and you turn 40 and you just don't really care.
You're muted, Shani.
I'm through. And for me, just knowing it's coming in November is enough for me. I don't need November. Shoot, everything that's been on my mind is coming off.
It was like when I turned 40, it was like, I'm just not so bothered. And somebody told me it amps up at 45. Child, maybe they're ready for next year, honey.
Why? Ever since I was like 20, I'm like, well, I can't wait till I get like 65, so I can just give up and just be like, because you know how older people be. They say and do whatever they want, and it's okay.
Well, I'm gonna have a hard soul there.
When I used to work for Blue Cross Blue Shield, I was like, I thought older people was nice. These are the most ornery people I ever spoke to in life.
You start losing your patience the older you get.
This is true.
That is true.
This is true. I have known I was called to young people since I was 18, 19, but now that I'm 44, I'm like, yep, I'm getting older because my patience is not where it was. Because I used to be like, let's just suffer through with the young people and let's just, try to understand and reason with them. And I'm just like, no, I got time for foolishness. No.
I was like that. I was like that at like 30.
You don't have time.
Y'all talking about 40. I've been like that for I must have an old soul because I've been like that. I do not like my time being wasted.
They be doing stuff now, and I be sitting there like. So next week we have a very special episode. We will be talking about the transition of this green screen is tripping on me right now. The transition of Christian and gospel music and how it's affected media and mainstream. And it will be a very poignant episode, so we encourage you to join us. We will be starting on time at 7 o'clock, and we encourage you to chat with us. So we will be promoting it a little bit early, and we're just super excited about it. It will be based upon the Hulu documentary, The Jesus Movement. And so we will be asking, following on with some questions and different things from that, and talking about how we grew up in a very musical home because our father is still a singer. So we have a lot of commentary on that, and I'm super excited about that. And then the following week, the 22nd, we have our parents, Drs. Dwight and Bernadette Elijah, on. So the next 2 weeks are very fun-filled and awesome-packed weeks. We thank you for joining us tonight, and we look forward to seeing you in the coming weeks. Again, I'm Leah.
I'm Shani.
And I'm Angelique.
We'll get that timing together, sis.
Hey, we'll see y'all next week.
Edit that up.